How's it going, guys? Rum here. Today we're going to be going over all the ultimate weapons, how to use them, what stats to be looking out for, and any hidden mechanics. So let's get into it. Alright, so starting up we got the Grind Blade, and the Grind Blade is basically a short-range melee weapon, but it bursts you forwards in a dash to close the distance and do heavy damage to an opponent. And basically all the ultimate weapons, you engage them in the same way. So you hold triangle and then it'll activate, and then you hold your right trigger and the ring will fill up on the outside of this gauge here. You see it right now, and then you let go whenever it's full and you want to fire it off, and you'll do your attack. And there we go. So basically all the ultimate weapons are going to fire in the same way, but there's quite a bit of difference between most of them, and I'll get into that. So next up here we have the Mass Blade, which is another short-range melee weapon that does a burst forward. It's going to carry you forward a little bit farther than the previous weapon, but it does more damage, and in addition it's the only ultimate weapon that you can get 3 shots off on one charge. Although it's pretty hard to pull off, and it's build dependent, so if you don't have the right build, you're not going to pull it off. And I missed, so let me charge it up again here. I'm just going to keep holding the same trigger, and it should charge up. There it goes. And hopefully I don't miss this time. There we go. Alright, he's dead this time. Okay, so next up here we got the Giga Cannon. The Giga Cannon's a little bit different. One, it's a ranged weapon as opposed to the other two that we've gone over here. But in addition, you actually have to stop moving to charge it up. You can't fire it on the move like you can with the other melee weapons here. And there's no lock on. But the weapon kind of behaves similar to like a Kurosawa or a laser rifle, in that you charge it up and it's a long range weapon. But it does a huge AoE on impact, so you don't have to get too close because the AoE is really large. So as you can see, I'm out of lock on range even. I'm just shooting them. There you go, he's dead. Alright, next up is the Legion Pulse. The Legion Pulse is an AoE weapon that does damage very close in front of you, but does super high damage really wide. So if there's like a big group of enemies right up on you, this will take them out. So here we're going to demonstrate. It does pretty good damage, it's just the range could be farther, but it's not. So this is about how close you got to be. And there we go, it's done. Alright, so next up we got the Giga Missile, and now the Giga Missile is similar to the Giga Cannon with that it's a ranged weapon that you have to stop moving to charge up, but this one actually uses your FCS to get a lock on someone, otherwise it just dumbfires the missile, and you can still hit people by doing that, but it's pretty difficult. I'm going to fire this thing off here, and now you can see this giant missile just launched. And there it goes. Somehow he didn't die, so let's fire off another one. There we go. Boom, there he is. He's dead now. Alright, so last but not least, we have the Mega Blade. And this is a lot of people's favorite one, actually, here. But it's technically a melee, but the range is pretty insane on this thing. You could snipe people pretty far with this thing. So I'm going to charge up and then let go, and I'll do the big swing. Boom, he is dead. And that thing hits everywhere where it's pointing is where the hitbox is moving through. So you could kill someone behind you, above you, to the side, or whatever. It's a pretty good one, to be honest. Alright, so there's several hidden mechanics with ultimate weapons here. First one is I have a ready mode weapon in my left hand here, a howitzer. And when I engage this ultimate weapon, I'm actually going to drop that, and I won't get it back. So that's something you got to take into account. However, I still have my rifle that was in my right hand. The next thing is when an ultimate weapon is active like this, you have greatly increased energy regen. It's actually the only way to have unlimited energy when you're in a tank. So you can see here, I could fly basically until that limit bar at the top. That's the duration that I could have this thing active before I run out of energy. So this entire time I could just boost around here as much as I want, basically. Even though I technically shouldn't be since I'm a tank here. But you're going to see as soon as I run out, I'm going to completely run out of energy. And it's going to stop my ability to regen energy for about 20 to 30 seconds here. I'll fire it off just for fun. And see, now my energy is not coming back there. You see in the bottom right? It's just dropping down, in fact, even without me using it. Although I can use the last bit there. But so it'll be about 20 to 30 seconds. I can, however, still jump, and that's one of the better ways to move around. But I actually, as you can see, I can't even get a lock on him. So I could shoot my rifle still, but I have to manually aim. So something with like heat howitzers might be a good weapon since they're manual aim and they do good damage to kind of protect yourself in the situation. But I recommend just kind of bunny hop, try to keep yourself from getting killed while you wait for your energy to come back. And as you can see, I now have my energy, so it's starting to recover. I can lock on and I can shoot. And so another cool mechanic that ultimate weapons allow you to take advantage is ultimate weapon kicking. And now by having an ultimate weapon equipped, it actually increases the amount of frames that your kick will be active for, making it easier to kick and land your hits. So lightweights actually have the worst hitbox possible for kicking, and it's actually quite easy. Even here I got this super lightweight here, and as you can see I got no problem making my kicks land out that time I hit the wall. But as you can see, pretty easy, you know. Okay, so now we have ultimate weapon stats, and as you can see the top one is the attack power. That's obviously how much damage it does. Impact, same thing as any other weapon. Operational time, now this is the amount of time that you're going to have before that bar at the top runs out when you're running the ultimate weapon. And when that bar runs out, you won't be able to fire off your ultimate weapon anymore. In addition, once you have activated and used your ultimate weapon, you can engage it again, not even after you get your energy back. So you just got to plan out carefully when you're going to use this thing. The last number is the charging capacity. That's how much energy you have to charge up before you could fire each time. And as you can see, they all got different stats. So the missile here is going to be active the longest, although I haven't been able to fire 3 off. The most I could do is 2 of basically all the ultimate weapons, except for the mass blade, which I've been able to get 3 off, and that's shooting as fast as you can. So I don't know how realistic that is for gameplay, but it's interesting nonetheless. So your core actually has a stat called energy conductivity, and the highest you can get is 165, like I have on this one. All the other ones are lower basically, except for like 2 others that also have 165. And the higher that number, the quicker you're going to be able to charge up your weapon. So if you're able to charge up quicker, you can fire more of them off, and you could have more time to choose when to shoot your ultimate weapon off. The next stat that's important is going to be your critical power on your generator. So this one right here, 99,000, is going to be the highest of all the generators, I believe. So again, the higher that number is, the quicker you're going to be able to charge up, because that's, I think, how much power per second goes towards the required power here. What's the stat called? The charging capability. I think that's how much energy per second you're going to be able to add towards that capacity to fire off. And then I think the conductivity is like some kind of multiplier, although I don't know what the equation is, that increases that time even quicker. And that's basically all the stats that are going to pertain to that. I mean, your general consumption's probably going to take away from it, like it does with everything else. But another quick thing about the energy conductivity, so the higher your conductivity, actually the quicker your booster is going to accelerate. As you can see, my high boost curve on the far upper right, the orange curve, is changing depending on which conductivity I have. So I have the 165, so it's pretty far to the left, which is going to accelerate quicker. But I don't want to get into that right now. That's all I have to say about the ultimate weapons. If this video helped you out, if you learned anything, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.